third and long. Hand off to Sanders. Colter Hammond, Bay Parkson on the tackle. Brings up fourth down for the Braves. England to punt. Hit deep for the Bearcats. England around the right side. Ran out of bounds by Burks. But after enough for a gain of a first down for the Braves at the 30. Number 1, Graham around the right side. Number 9, Colter Hammond pushes him out of bounds, brings up second out. Marino around the right side. Lehman, the tackle for the Bearcats, brings up third down.
When you're in need of new brakes, be sure to stop by B&H Auto in Afton. During the month of September, you could get up to $40 cash back on purchase and installation of qualifying brake pads from B&H Auto. B&H Auto also offers oil changes and maintenance, including diesel engines, and offers complimentary maintenance inspections. B&H Auto has the latest diagnostic equipment and carries a full line of accessories as well. That's B&H Auto, 420 North Main Street in Afton.
Anglers, the fly and rod shop for the rest of us. With its new location at 451 South Washington, Pioneer Anglers has flies and reels for your fishing fixes and gear for your other hunting needs. Come visit us or like us on Facebook. And to our Braves and Lady Braves, reel in the big one.
It's time to hit the trails, and no matter what you're riding, Raw Powered Motorsports in Thane has you covered. Practically every kind of off-road machine can be tuned up and made trail ready at Raw Powered Motorsports. Valley is your community bank, where your neighbors are the owners. The vision in the formation of the Bank of Star Valley was to restore the long tradition of hometown banking. With local ownership and management, customers at the Bank of Star Valley are dealing with the final decision makers, not order takers. Contact the Bank of Star Valley at 885-0000. That's 885-0000. The Bank of Star Valley, your community bank. The Bank of Star Valley is your community bank, where your neighbors are the owners. The vision in the formation of the Bank of Star Valley was to restore the long tradition of hometown banking. With local ownership and management, customers at the Bank of Star Valley are dealing with the final decision makers, not order takers. Contact the Bank of Star Valley at 885-0000. That's 885-0000. The Bank of Star Valley, your community bank.
Three-yard line. So the Bearcats will try and untie this game. Weber turns, hands it off up the middle. Nothing there, and we got a flag coming in. And a helmet goes flying. That's Austin Hoops, who lost his lid. Hammond carries it. We'll see who the penalty is on. Illegal shift here against the Bearcats. And that'll push them back. Austin Hoops did go off the field. The rule is I think you do have to miss a play, but he was kind of holding his head, so I hope that's hope he's all right. That'll bring up 1st and 15 for the Bearcats. Inside their 20 now. Tied up at 7-7. Weber up under center. He'll turn, fake the pitch, and hand it off up the middle. The Braves are there. He's not going to get much, about a yard.
Parks with the inside handoff.
Bay Parks with that handoff.
Miller, Moreno in on the tackle for Star Valley.
TJ Miller and Lorenzo Marino in on the tackle. Now 2nd and 14 for the Bearcats. Beautiful night out here in Douglas. Hardly a cloud in the sky. National Weather Service was calling for maybe scattered showers. Those scampered away, and we've got a perfect night for football. 2nd and 14, Bearcats. Weber going to turn and rolls out to his left. Looking downfield. He's going to let it go, and he's got a man. He's wide open, and it is caught on his horse. And he is going to be brought down inside the 10. That's number 15, Justin Lehman. 75-yarder to Justin Lehman. He had a... See, earlier you saw Hunter Hammond, who had a nice pass that was going to be about a 40-yarder, and he had a little seam. This time, Lehman had a big cushion, and Hayes Weber put it right on the money. So now 1st and goal for the Bearcats on the Star Valley 7. Weber up under center. He's going to turn, fake the handoff, rolls out. He's going to try and pass for the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown, Bearcats. And that's 15, Justin Lehman. So Justin Lehman. They wanted to reward him for the big play, and they found him in the end zone. Back-to-back catches for 82 yards and a touchdown. And back to put the PAT through is Luthen. And it's good, 14-7 Bearcats. Here, we're about 9.5 minutes left in the first half on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard. We'll be back in 1 minute.
The Bank of Star Valley is your community bank, where your neighbors are the owners. The vision in the formation of the Bank of Star Valley was to restore the long tradition of hometown banking with local ownership and management.
Pioneer Anglers is the fly and rod shop for the rest of us. With its new location at 451 South Washington, Pioneer Anglers has flies and reels for your fishing fixes and gear for your other hunting needs. Come visit us or like us on Facebook. And to our Braves and Lady Braves, reel in the big one.
It's time to hit the trails, and no matter what you're riding, Raw Powered Motorsports in Thane has you covered. Practically every kind of off-road machine can be tuned up and made trail ready at Raw Power Motorsports. ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles, and even pedal bikes. Raw Power Motorsports also provides you with all the riding gear and accessories needed to keep you riding non-stop. Stop by and check out Raw Power Motorsports, located on Highway 89 just north of Thane.
And on the ensuing kickoff, Cole Critchfield finds a nice seam and takes it all the way back to the Douglas 47-yard line. So the Braves in good position again. Things picking up here in the second quarter. Douglas just scored on a couple of big plays from Weber to Lehman. 14-7 Bearcats, but the Braves return the kickoff into Douglas territory to try and answer. They got a little work to do here with 47 yards in front of them. 3 wide receiver set for Heibel. Reese will turn and hand it off to Sanders. Picks his way to the outside. Jesse picks up some momentum before he is thrown back, but a pretty good gain there on first down. Coulter Hammond with the tackle. I think he got 4 or 5. Let's see where the official spot is. Wow, he didn't get nearly what I thought he did. Just up to the 44, so we'll call it 3. Thought he was farther than that. Second and 7 for the Braves. Heibel, kind of a broken play there, but he does get it into the breadbasket there, the ball carrier. I'm not quite sure who that is. Did see it. That's 23, Kyler Battleson with the carry. Up to the 42. Another gain of 3 there. Coach Howe and Coach Young spreading the carries around. Third and a long 4 here for the Braves on the Douglas 41. And then looks like they got the Bearcats to jump. That's a big penalty. Should result in a first down. So I think we needed 4.5, and the penalty should give them 5. Second time we've seen that. So the Braves continue to move it down the field with the aid of a Douglas penalty. Sean Pittman here on the near side closest to me. Looks like Cody Smith and Cole Critchfield. Man in motion is Tad Graham. Heibel back in the shotgun. Going to turn, and he's going to keep it. Heibel up the left sideline, and he finally finds some room. Stumbles forward across the first down marker. Near the 15. Excuse me, the 25. I apologize, folks. Gain of 11 yards. First and 10, Braves on the Douglas 25. Been an entertaining half. Bearcats lead at 14-7. Reese back in that pistol. Going to check with the sideline. Low snap, has to pick it up. Flushed out of the pocket. He's going to go deep. This one's over the head of Cole Critchfield. Good pressure there by the Bearcats. Reese had to go down and pick that up off the ground, and then was flushed out of the middle of the pocket. Cole had a little seam to work with there in the zone, but Reese would have had to drop it in from kind of a drop shot and had too much on it this time. 2nd and 10 Braves on the Douglas 25. He'll turn and hand it. Nope, he's going to keep it. He's got a man over the middle, and that's caught. Battleson. Battleson has a chance for the end zone. He'll be tackled inside the 5. We'll call it the 4. 21-yarder to Kyler Battleson, and that'll set up 1st and goal. Oh, nope, is this one coming back? Oh, I didn't see the flag. I'm sorry, folks. That's a bummer. Yeah, holding against the Braves. Wow. Wipes out a big play to Kyler Battleson. Wow, that is a killer. You go from 1st and goal back to 2nd and a mile. Braves back to the Douglas 35 now instead of being on the 4. Big penalty there. Still got a couple of downs to work with here. But the Braves got to get 20 yards. Heibel going to roll out. He's going to pitch this out to Sanders, and there's not much room there on the left sideline, far sideline, as he gets it up to the 35. No gain, I don't think. So now 3rd and 20. Break out your 3rd and 20 play, whatever that is.
End of 1, Riverton 0, Powell 0.
Heibel back in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers this time. He does have Sanders in the backfield. Sanders. Oh, boy, jailbreak there as the Bearcats throw Heibel to the turf. So now the Braves will be forced to punt. They are knocked out of field goal range, too. What a huge penalty that turned out to be.
Gardner, Locke, Parks, all in on the sack. Loss of the play, but it's a 4th down.
So the Braves were down inside the 5, but marched them back on the penalty, and now it's 4th and forever on the Bearcat 44. So they'll punt this. Timeout on the field for the Bearcats. We'll take one as well. We'll be back in a minute.
The Bank of Star Valley is your community bank, where your neighbors are the owners. The vision and the formation of the Bank of Star Valley was to restore the long tradition of hometown banking. With local ownership and management, customers at the Bank of Star Valley are dealing with the final decision makers, not order takers. Contact the Bank of Star Valley at 885-0000. That's 885-0000. The Bank of Star Valley, your community bank. When you're in need of new brakes, be sure to stop by B&H Auto in Afton. During the month of September, you could get up to $40 cash back on purchase and installation of qualifying brake pads from B&H Auto. B&H Auto also offers oil changes and maintenance, including diesel engines, and offers complimentary maintenance inspections. B&H Auto has the latest diagnostic equipment and carries a full line of accessories as well. That's B&H Auto, 420 North Main Street in Afton.
Couple scores here to pass along to you. Torrington up 13-0 over Green River. Powell and Riverton tied at 0-0 after 1 quarter. Back to kick. And Hiram gets a nice boot into this one. And that will take a bounce into the end zone, and the Bearcats will start with the ball at the 20 and a 14-7 lead over our Braves. Braves had something moving on that drive, but undone by the holding penalty. For just joining us, Douglas jumped on the board first with an 83-yard punt return for a touchdown. Star Valley answered with a nice drive, which ended up with a 20-yard touchdown pass from Heibel to Critchfield. Douglas answered with a drive of their own, which included a 75-yard bomb from Hayes Weber to Lehman, Justin Lehman. Lehman then got a 7-yard touchdown catch. And then just now, the Braves moved the ball down inside the Douglas 35, but were undone by a penalty, and now Bearcats have the lead and the football. Weber fakes the pitch, looking downfield again. He's got a man. No, it's in and out of the hands of number 15, Justin Lehman. Boy, somebody better watch Justin Lehman. He's feeling pretty good. He didn't reel that one in, but he had a chance to. 2nd and 10 now for the Bearcats. They lead the Braves 14-7 here on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard. We appreciate the Bank of Star Valley and all of our sponsors, Castle Rock Dodge, Salt River Motors. Got a bunch of them. They've signed off to help us out here. We're a long way from home trying to bring you some video and some audio. It's only going to get better. We did volleyball on Tuesday. Weber, delayed handoff here to Hammond. And Hammond is going to somehow get through the wave of tacklers to pick up a nice positive gain. Looked like the Braves had him corralled, but he made it all the way to the 20, between the 28 and the 29. Oh, my. Braves had about 5 guys, but he found the seam. Now it's 3rd and 1. Big play upcoming here for the Braves defense. I want to get these, get the Bearcats off the field. Two wide receivers to the right, one to the left here for Weber, who comes up under center. He's going to turn and hand it off, and he's going to have the first down and a little more. That's number 7, James Willocks. I thought it was number 7.
Did I miss my own son? Correction, that was Willocks on the carry. His father apologizes.
Gain up to the Star Valley 42.
I can't win the game, but sorry, because I got to keep going with this.
First and 10 Bearcats. That was a 3rd down conversion. Nice run by Willocks. Weber rolling out to his right. Braves in pursuit. That pass is in and out of the hands of Lehman. Good coverage there by number 11, Bailey Johnson.
Johnson on the coverage, 2nd down. Bearcats. I can only keep track of so much during the game. Where's your camera tonight? I've never seen you without it. Well, so you're going to watch it one time.
2nd and 10 now for Douglas after that incompletion. They're on their own 42-yard line, leading the Braves 14-7. Coach Rhodes going to the pass a little more here in this 2nd quarter, and he's found some success. Looked like they started a little early, and I believe that'll push Douglas back 5 yards. Looks like the official also going to give Douglas a sideline warning. We had one of those last week. All the officials must have got together and decided everybody's too close to the sideline.
Sideline warning on the Braves. So it's just the first one. The 2nd one becomes a 15.
Well, are they going to push this back 5 yards or no?
Just the warning.
Well, I say it was a false start, wasn't it? All right, well, 2nd and 10. Weber going to roll out to his right. That's Battleson. Nearly has him. Weber going to cut loose, and he's got a man deep. It is, oh, man, incomplete, but wow. Number 22, Blake Brooks, had a shot at it. And I actually thought the sideline warning was on, well, it looked like he was signaling to Douglas, but it should have been a 5-yard penalty for the false start, I thought. That's why they got all those striped shirts down there to figure it out. As we stand, it's 3rd and 10. Bearcats on their own 42. They lead the Braves 14-7. They converted on the last 3rd down on a run by Willocks. 3 wide receivers set for Weber, who comes up under center. 10 days removed from an appendectomy. Loses the ball, and he's going to scramble just to get back on top of it, but it's going to be 4th down unless this penalty is against the Braves. It's going to be an illegal shift against Douglas, and we'll surely decline that. So a bad exchange there between Weber and his center. Braves will decline, and they'll get set to get back the ball. Back to return is Tad Graham and Cole Critchfield. 4th and 10 here for the Bearcats. Justin Willocks back to kick. Braves kind of shifting back and forth here. And I think Star Valley's going to call a timeout. They do. Didn't like what they had going out there.
Timeout taken by the Star Valley Braves.
So 4:27 left in the first half. Douglas leads at 14-7. Special teams touchdown and then a long bomb from Weber to Lehman, and then another pass from Weber to Lehman ends up for Douglas's other touchdown. The Braves scored on a 20-yard pass from Heibel to Critchfield. Braves have moved the ball okay at times. Penalties have hurt Star Valley. They had a nice drive going. Had a third down, had a conversion to Kyler Battleson inside the 5, but it was marched back on a holding penalty, and the Braves ended up having to give it back. I'm hearing some scores here in the box. Cody up 14-0 on Lander. Lander looks like they are going to struggle mightily this year. Bronx trying to bounce back after losing to these Bearcats last weekend. All right, Willicks back to kick. Graham and Critchfield going to back up a little. Looks like they're going to set up at about the 20. Nice kick here by Willicks, and Graham will retreat. He's got it at the 10. Graham tries to get away, and he's not going to get much up to the 14, and we got a penalty at the end of the play. Nice kick there by Willicks. The official spot is at the 13. Illegal block by the Braves, so that's not good. That'll push us back half the distance to the goal. So we'll be somewhere between the 6 and 7 yard line with 4:17 left here in the first half. Braves trailing 14-7 on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard. A lot of green in front of them. Of course, last week the Braves did not finish the second quarter very well, and Riverton ended up getting a touchdown right before the half. So you'd love to get some yardage here, regardless of whether we get any more points or not. Heibel back in the shotgun. Sanders in motion. Heibel's going to keep it. He's got a seam up the middle and lowers his shoulder across the 15 to about the 16. Took a nice shot there by Hammond. Gain of between 8 and 9 yards. We'll call it 8. Whoops. Reese Heibel carrying it a couple of times. He's got it again. Back to pass, looking for a man. He's got Tad Graham complete. Across the 20 up to about the 25. In fact, looks like about the 27. Gain of 11. Graham's first reception of the night. Reese, his 4th completion out of 8 attempts. He'll turn and hand this off to Sanders, and he is bowled under by the Bearcat defense. Looked like we might have lost the ball, but Heibel was there to make sure we kept it. Forward progression up to about the 24. Big loss. 1, 2, well, about 3 yards. It's been tough sledding up the middle against that Bearcat defense. Second and a long 13 here for the Braves on their own 24. Graham in the slot. Heibel fakes it, has a man over the middle. Oh, it's picked off. Douglas on his horse, and he is in for the score. Oh, man, another one. Tanner Gamble. Tanner Gamble, a 24-yard, well, it's probably about a 34-yard return. Stepped right in front of the Braves receiver, almost a completion, just that close. Instead, he snatches it and runs it in for a touchdown. Luthen back to kick the PAT to try and put the Bearcats up 21-7. Low snap. Gets it up and looks like it's through. 21-7 Bearcats. They've scored in all 3 facets. Defense, offense, and also special teams. We'll be back in 1 minute.
is the fly and rod shop for the rest of us. With its new location at 451 South Washington, Pioneer Anglers has flies and
So just like last week, the Braves giving up a touchdown right before the half, and they trailed 21-7. They trailed 20-7 to Riverton last week. Turnovers and special teams hurting the Braves again. Critchfield bobbles it a bit, but he's got it. Takes a shot, and then he is hit hard and knocked down at the 20.
Critchfield with the return. Who was it? It was 52.
So the Braves will set up shop here at the 20-yard line, trailing by 14, 21-7. And unfortunately, this is just what Douglas does. They score on offense, they score on defense, and they score on special teams. That's what they've done here in the first half, and they lead at 21-7. Braves with a turnover there that directly results in a touchdown. We've seen way too much of that so far this year. Going to try and salvage the half here, hopefully get some points. Boy, Douglas just all over us. A lot of confidence. Ears are pinned back as they trip up Sanders in the backfield, back at the 16, loss of 5.
Dalton Berger in the backfield with the tackle, loss of about 4. Second down.
2.5 left here in the half, as the Braves are just trying to survive the end of this second quarter. Had some good momentum, but Douglas has scored in all 3 facets of the game. Heibel got a man over the middle to Battleson. It's incomplete.
Heibel's pass incomplete, intended for 22. Sanders.
Going to be 3rd and long now for the Braves. That stops the clock, too, so last thing you want to do is give the Bearcats 2 minutes and a couple of timeouts here to try and step on your neck here before halftime. Braves continue to frustrate themselves with turnovers and penalties. Battleson in motion. Heibel's got it. Boy, it's a jailbreak, and it's a screen. But number 7, James Willix, doing a good enough job in the backfield to break that up a bit, and nothing happening there. So the Braves will have to punt it away, and Douglas will have about 2 minutes remaining. In fact, they've got 2:04 before the half. Braves just trying to get some momentum going right now. Douglas has it all. 4th and 14. Back to kick is England as he stands on the Star Valley 5. Got a flag here. Going to be a false start here. So things continue to go south for the Braves. Last 5 or 6 minutes or so, the Braves have had a very promising half, kind of slipping away from them here. Down 21-7, still hanging around, but they've got to stop making some mistakes, and Douglas has a chance to put some more points on the board. England gets it away. No, he's lost it. Ball is loose. And wow, he's able to pick it back up at about the 50. Number 10, Gage Pitt, who already had a punt return for a touchdown. This one goes through his hands. Braves had a chance at it for a split second, but Pitt does fall on it back at the 50. So Douglas with a couple of minutes to try and tack on to this 14-point lead they have. It's 21-7. Playing very confident football right now. 4 wide receivers set. Weber up under center. He's got it. And he's looking to his left. Now he's looking over the middle. He's got a man, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 42 of the Braves, gain of 8. Lehman now with 3 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown. He had a 75-yard bomb in the second quarter that helped set up a touchdown. Second and a long, or short 2 here. Weber rolling out, got a man downfield, and that's going to be over the head of the intended receiver, Justin Lehman. Bailey Johnson back in coverage. Now it's going to be 3rd and about 1.5. Timeout by Douglas. We'll take one as well. You're listening and watching Star Valley Football.
We live in an outdoor haven. To get out there and enjoy what nature has to offer, see Darren and his crew at Salt River Motors. At Salt River Motors, they have ATVs and side-by-sides from Arctic Cat and Polaris. They carry Husqvarna chainsaws, lawnmowers, tillers, and power tools. Salt River Motors is a full-service business from oil changes to tires and any repairs you might need. And as the temperature starts to drop, Salt River Motors has a full line of outdoor clothing from Polaris, Arctic Cat, and Climb. Visit them at their Mid-Valley location today or view their website at saltrivermotors.com. 883-5015. Salt River Motors is here to serve you. How do you combine the latest in technology with the hometown treatment when you have questions? Silverstar Communications. Silverstar offers a wide range of wireless phones, including the latest from Apple and Android. Silverstar is also the first in the valley to offer 4G digital broadband service and have recently signed off to build 7 more towers in the region. That makes the best even better. Call Silverstar for direct TV and telephone service as well. A local company investing locally in infrastructure, jobs, and people. Call Silverstar today at 885-2411 or 88.
So the Bearcats on 3rd and short, they actually run into each other, but it doesn't matter as Bay Parks just lowers his head and bowls his way up to the Star Valley 31. And that's the biggest carry of the night by any Douglas running back, and it was on a broken play. Weber, he's got a man over the middle, wide open, and through the hands of Tanner Gamble. Braves are on their heels, and they have just got to try and weather the storm here with 1:10 left in the half, trailing 21-7. He was wide open there. Weber was a little rushed on his pass and put it behind his man. Otherwise, Gamble would have waltzed into the end zone again. So 2nd and 10 Bearcats on the Star Valley 31. They lead the Braves 21-7 here on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard. Bearcats breaking the huddle. They've got 4 wide receivers, 1 man in the backfield. We've seen this quite a bit tonight. Weber back to pass, and he is going to be brought down for a quarterback sack. And the Braves say they have the ball. And they do! Who wound up with that? Austin Hoops pumping his fist. Don't know if it was him. Just took it from him on the run, it looks like. Pulled it out of his hands. Well, still got some life in us here. It's 21-7, Braves trailing, but they do get a turnover here as Douglas was threatening to maybe put this one out of reach. Braves come back out, 1st and 10 on their own 35. I'm going to say Austin Hoops took that ball away, but I don't know that for sure. Sometimes a chance to make a big play after a turnover. Heibel rolls out, and that is going to be incomplete, intended for Critchfield. Lane George back there in coverage. I think Cole was trying to draw a flag, but I don't think there was anything there. 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Braves trailing 21-7 here. Be nice to get anything going. He just some momentum. Of course, you'd love some points. End of the 2nd quarter there, Douglas looked like they were just going to take the game over and run away with it. Braves with a chance to at least catch their breath. Man in motion is Battleson. Heibel's got it. Looking left all the way. Got a man, and that's complete to Critchfield. Tries to dance away from his tackler. Not going to get away, but he will have a nice gain up to the 43. Gain of 8. 4th catch. 4th catch for 40 yards and a touchdown for Critchfield. 3rd and 3. Going to hand it off to Sanders on that wraparound play. Sanders does get away from the tackler. He's across the 50 and dives to the Douglas 47-yard line. We'll call it 10 yards. And that was all Jesse Sanders. Douglas has been all over that play, but Jesse broke some tackles and picked up 10. Heibel trying to get away. He does get rid of the ball and throws it away and takes a shot from Willix. Nice job by Reese to just get rid of that ball. Douglas had pressure up the middle and avoids the sack. 2nd and 10 for the Braves on the Douglas 47. Just 18.8 seconds left here in the half. Star Valley trailing by 14, 21-7. Here under the lights in Douglas. Graham and Critchfield, your 2 wide receivers. Heibel's got the snap, looking over the middle. He unloads here, and it's caught by Battleson. He's got the first down up to the 35. Gain of 12. Not sure what the clock's doing. 11.7. And we do have a timeout, so we'll take one. Braves threatening here, trying to do something with 11.7 seconds left. They're on the Douglas 35. And they take a timeout. We'll keep it right here. Some scores from tonight. And I might owe the Rollins Outlaws an apology. I said Rollins was going to get blown out in Jackson tonight. At the half, it's 8-0. Jackson does lead, but that's a long way from a blowout. Riverton leading Powell 7-0. Torrington up 13-0 over Green River. Those are some scores we have from tonight. I was impressed with the Wolverines last week. Let's check in Twitter here. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter for updates of all Star Valley sports, and I'll pass those along to you as I have them. Newcastle up 10-6 on Wheatland. We're coming on a timeout here. Warland and Buffalo. Here's an interesting score. Warland and Buffalo tied up at 10 at the half. Boy, no easy games in 3A this year. Doesn't look like to me. 1st and 10 Braves. The clock is the problem now with 11.7 seconds left. Heibel. And it's going to be a wide receiver pass. Critchfield, he's got a man. Oh, just out of the reach of Kyler Battleson. Off the mark. I like that play call. Of course, Critch has played some quarterback. Battleson had some room there, but Critchfield couldn't get it into the vicinity where he needed to. Under 5 seconds to play here. See if the Braves will just go to the end zone. I like that play call. If he could have got him the ball, I think he'd have scored, but lots of ifs there. Heibel picks it up off the ground, and he is going to throw this into the end zone, and that is off the hands of the intended receiver. The official's going to let that go. So at the half, Douglas leads at 21-7, and the Bearcats will have possession of the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Stay tuned for our Simplot halftime show. You're listening to Star Valley Football on Star Valley Internet Radio and watching it at StarValleyIndependent.com and SVIMobile.com. We'll be back in a minute.
How do you combine the latest in technology with the hometown treatment when you have questions? Silverstar Communications. Silverstar offers a wide range of wireless phones, including the latest from Apple and Android. Silverstar is also the first in the Valley to offer 4G digital broadband service and have recently signed off to build 7 more towers in the region. That makes the best even better. Call Silverstar for direct TV and telephone service as well. A local company investing locally in infrastructure, jobs, and people. Call Silverstar today at 885-2411 or 883-2411. Or visit their stores in Afton or Thane.
Located near the Idaho-Wyoming border is an organization seeded with possibility and opportunity. Serving the communities of Star Valley for over 30 years, Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine offers employment and fantastic horizons for hundreds of residents in our clean valley. In addition to providing employment, the J.R. Simplot Company spends over $39 million annually in local communities for goods and services. At Simplot, it's all about the possibilities ahead. J.R. Simplot Company, bringing Earth's resources to life.
The Bank of Star Valley is your community bank, where your neighbors are the owners. The vision and the formation of the Bank of Star Valley was to restore the long tradition of hometown banking. With local ownership and management, customers at the Bank of Star Valley are dealing with the final decision makers, not order takers. Contact the Bank of Star Valley at 885-0000. That's 885-0000. The Bank of Star Valley, your community bank.
Beginning in 1937, Lower Valley Power and Light Company first began with just 10 members signed up for the new cooperative. By 1999, when the name changed to Lower Valley Energy, there were over 13,000 members. At Lower Valley Energy, we believe in cherishing our lasting legacy of reliable service. By putting our members first, we know that our legacy will continue for generations to come. After all, we're all in this together. Lower Valley Energy, building successful todays for endless tomorrows.
The world of finance has never been more complicated. It's nice to know there is somewhere you can go. Miles CPA, located on Afton's Main Street, invites you to visit with their professional and knowledgeable staff. Miles CPA prepares tax returns for individuals and businesses. They can take care of your bookkeeping and your payroll. Not sure how to prepare for the future? Miles CPA is now offering investment consultation and financial planning. Consult them today if you're considering starting a business. That's Miles CPA, 307-885-0055.
When you're in need of new brakes, be sure to stop by B&H Auto in Afton. During the month of September, you could get up to $40 cash back on purchase and installation of qualifying brake pads from B&H Auto. B&H Auto also offers oil changes and maintenance, including diesel engines, and offers complimentary maintenance inspections. B&H Auto has the latest diagnostic equipment and carries a full line of accessories as well. That's B&H Auto, 420 North Main Street in Afton.
Pioneer Anglers is the fly and rod shop for the rest of us. With its new location at 451 South Washington, Pioneer Anglers has flies and reels for your fishing fixes and gear for your other hunting needs. Come visit us or like us on Facebook. And to our braves and lady braves, reel in the big one.
It's time to hit the trails, and no matter what you're riding, Raw Powered Motorsports in Thane has you covered. Practically every kind of off-road machine can be tuned up and made trail ready at Raw Power Motorsports. ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles, and even pedal bikes. Raw Power Motorsports also provides you with all the riding gear and accessories needed to keep you riding non-stop. Stop by and check out Raw Power Motorsports, located on Highway 89 just north of Thane.
Welcome back to the Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine halftime show. The Braves trailing the hometown Douglas Bearcats here at the half, 21-7. Let's give you a breakdown here of the stats thus far, courtesy of Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Third straight week, the Braves have had more yards than their opponent, not just at half, but I guess we'll see what the final is. But the Braves had more yardage than both Preston and Riverton the last 2 weeks, but that did not result in a win. We're seeing that same pattern here tonight. Unofficially, I have Star Valley with 77 yards rushing, 63 yards passing for a total of 140 yards. Leading the way, 31 yards on the ground from Jesse Sanders. Cole Critchfield remains on his 4-catch-per-half pace. He had 4 for 40 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Reese Heibel completing, 6 of 15 passes for 63 yards. He did have that INT to Tanner Gamble, who returned it for a touchdown. Looking at the Bearcats here at the half, just 31 yards rushing, but they haven't necessarily needed it. In fact, the largest run of the night, a 15-yarder by Bay Parks on a broken play, and he leads the Bearcats in rushing, 2 carries for 16 yards. Coulter Hammond, their standout running back, just 3 carries for 11 yards by my count. Hayes Weber has he's been efficient when he needed to be. He's hit Justin Lehman on 3 completions for 90 yards and a touchdown. The big one coming in the second quarter, a 75-yarder. He hooked up with Lehman on the very next play on a 7-yard touchdown pitch and catch, and the Bearcats led it 14-7. And then, as the Braves were trying to cut back into the lead, Tanner Gamble jumped in front of a Reese Heibel pass and returned it about 30 yards for a touchdown. So Douglas scoring on offense, defense, and special teams. Here in the first half, Douglas 31 yards rushing, 90 yards passing, 75 of which came on one play for a total of 121 yards. And, David Cazares here is helping me, and I'm just going to bounce this off of Dave. I know he's not going to answer because he's doing his job, but if you'd have told me that we were going to hold these guys to 120 yards and only give up 31 yards rushing in the first half, I'd tell you we'd be winning. The Braves are doing a lot of good things here and there, but then they're being undone by untimely penalties and, of course, the turnovers. And special teams is starting to become an issue. Second straight game they've given up a special teams touchdown. Riverton had one last week on a kick return. This one was on a punt return as Gage Pitt ran it back in the first quarter. That's how Douglas scored first. The Braves answered with a 20-yard touchdown catch by Cole Critchfield from Reese Heibel. Douglas answered with that 75-yard bomb from Hayes Weber to Justin Lehman. Lehman then caught a 7-yard touchdown catch. It was 14-7. The Braves had a great drive, had moved it down inside what looked to be inside the Douglas 5 on the third down, but that was pushed back because of a holding penalty. Ultimately, the Braves had to punt, and that flipped the field, and Star Valley eventually ended up throwing an interception for a touchdown to Tanner Gamble. He also had a big game against us back in that playoff game back in November. So Douglas leads at 21-7, and they are getting production from all three facets of their game. Some other scores here at halftime. Buffalo and Worland tied at 7. Riverton up 7-0 over Powell. Torrington up 13-0 over Green River. As I said, I might owe an apology to the Rollins Outlaws. I kind of dismissed their chances in Jackson tonight. I thought Jackson had run all over them. That's 8-0 at halftime. So those are some other scores that I've been able to track down via Twitter so far tonight. Cody up 14-0 on Lander. I actually thought that one would be more one-sided at this point. So those are some scores here from Week 3 in the 3A class. Of course, some notable college matchups coming up this weekend. Florida Atlantic is in Laramie tomorrow to take on the Wyoming Cowboys. If you're just wondering about the Florida Atlantic Owls, you're thinking, who are they? Think of Alfred Morris, leading rusher in the NFL for the Washington Redskins. That's where he played just a couple of years ago. Let's take a look at our Castle Rock Dodge keys to the game and how we've done so far on them. We haven't done great as we look at it. The first key earlier tonight was score first. We did not. The Bearcats scored first on a special teams punt return. No turnovers, haven't done that either. Well, the Braves have actually done I actually feel like we've done a good job securing the ball. That was a great interception by Tanner Gamble, and it was literally within a couple of inches of being a nice pass completion from Reese Heibel to his intended receiver. Number 3, spread it around in terms of trying to see if we could hurt the Bearcats in terms of other receivers. That hasn't happened tonight. Critchfield has 4 catches. Right now, Tad Graham with 1, Kyler Battleson with 1. Kyler had another nice catch that was undone by that holding penalty. And then finally, own the big play. And unfortunately, I don't think we've done that either. So the Braves, that big 75-yard touchdown, or not a touchdown, 75-yard pass from Weber to Lehman set up a touchdown. And then, of course, Douglas with 2 other big plays that resulted in touchdowns. They had the special teams punt return and then the interception for a touchdown. So I would have to say that my keys, or the Castle Rock keys to the game, we are right on in terms of what we needed to do, but we're just not doing any of them right now. It's been a tough half. The Braves have done some good things, but as I said, they've been undone by some timely mistakes and penalties. Still a lot of football left to be played, only down 2 scores, but it's a familiar position for the Braves. They've been down 2 scores, it seems like, the entire season thus far, as we've now played 10 quarters into the season. Of course, fell behind 30-0 to Preston and came back to make a respectable showing there, and then fell behind 13-0 last week to Riverton. Tonight, the Braves were able to answer 7-7, but then Douglas has scored 2 straight touchdowns that are thus far unanswered, and Star Valley trails at 21-7 here at the half. Of course, this is the Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine halftime show, and those were your Castle Rock Dodge keys to the game. Going to take a break here, and I appreciate the hard work and diligence of Mr. David Kazare and also Dan Dockstetter. How often do you have a state senator out there running the camera for you? We appreciate him coming out here to Douglas. And hopefully the Braves have a little magic in the second half. Some good things that we've done. Just need to keep our heads down and see where we stand at the final whistle. We'll be back in a couple minutes with the third quarter. Douglas will have possession when we come back.
The Bank of Star Valley is your community bank, where your neighbors are the owners. The vision and the formation of the Bank of Star Valley was to restore the long tradition of hometown banking. With local ownership and management, customers at the Bank of Star Valley are dealing with the final decision makers, not order takers. Contact the Bank of Star Valley at 885-0000. That's 885-0000. The Bank of Star Valley, your community bank.
We live in an outdoor haven. To get out there and enjoy what nature has to offer, see Darren and his crew at Salt River Motors. At Salt River Motors, they have ATVs and side-by-sides from Arctic Cat and Polaris. They carry Husqvarna chainsaws, lawnmowers, tillers, and power tools. Salt River Motors is a full-service business from oil changes to tires and any repairs you might need. And as the temperature starts to drop, Salt River Motors has a full line of outdoor clothing from Polaris, Arctic Cat, and Climb. Visit them at their Mid-Valley location today or view their website at saltrivermotors.com, 883-5015. Salt River Motors is here to serve you. How do you combine the latest in technology with the hometown treatment when you have questions? Silverstar Communications. Silverstar offers a wide range of wireless phones, including the latest from Apple and Android. Silverstar is also the first in the Valley to offer 4G digital broadband service and have recently signed off to build 7 more towers in the region. That makes the best even better. Call Silverstar for direct TV and telephone service as well. A local company investing locally in infrastructure, jobs, and people. Call Silverstar today at 885-2411 or 883-2411. Or visit their stores in Afton or Thane.
Located near the Idaho-Wyoming border is an organization seeded with possibility and opportunity. Serving the communities of Star Valley for over 30 years, Simplot's Smoky Canyon Mine offers employment and fantastic horizons for hundreds of residents in our clean valley. In addition to providing employment, the J.R. Simplot Company spends over $39 million annually in local communities for goods and services. At Simplot, it's all about the possibilities ahead. J.R. Simplot Company, bringing Earth's resources to life.
So we thank Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine for being one of our great big sponsors. Great and big sponsors here for Star Valley Internet Radio and also our video project here at Star Valley Independent. Let's look at some of those college matchups. As I said, Craig Bowl and the Wyoming Cowboys looking to bounce back tomorrow after that loss to Oregon on the road. Although the Cowboys did roll up over 400 yards of offense, Colby Kierkegaard showed me something in that game. I guess I was on the fence. I guess I'm on board with him now. But Kierkegaard and the Cowboys hosting Florida Atlantic tomorrow afternoon. Hawaii traveling to Colorado. Hard to make of what's going to happen with the Rainbow Warriors and the Buffaloes. I guess you'd probably have to go with the Buffaloes on that matchup there in Boulder, but you just don't know. San Jose State traveling to take on Minnesota. Second straight long road trip for San Jose State. They were at number 5 Auburn last week. Utah State traveling to Arkansas State. After that big loss to Tennessee in the opening week, Utah State's won a couple against very winnable opponents. That looks like they'll probably get another one there, I would guess. Here's an intriguing game. 2-0 Utah. They've beaten a couple of bad teams, at least that's what it looks like, as they travel to Michigan, to the Big House, to take on the struggling Wolverines. That could be an interesting game. I do not wish any well towards our former coach there at Utah. UNLV 1-2 traveling to Houston, who gave the BYU Cougars a tough game last week. BYU ended up winning that one. New Mexico at 0-2 at New Mexico State. There's some rumblings down there with Bob Davie, and they said a loss for the Silver Spade there between New Mexico and New Mexico State that could get a little louder. I'll tell you what, coming off Mike Loxley down in Albuquerque, I don't see how Bob Davie should be anywhere close to a hot seat. That guy was a dumpster fire, and now Bob Davie comes in and actually solidifies a few things, and give him some time. Virginia 2-1 traveling to Provo. They're ranked number 21. I actually think they might deserve to be a couple spots higher. It's a good-looking team. It pains me to say that, but Taysom Hill, he is a load, and that should be a good game there with the Cavaliers and the Cougars there at LaVell Edwards Stadium. Southern Utah 0-3, traveling to take on Fresno State. They're 0-3 with 3 blowouts. There's a team that was expected to do much better in the Mountain West, and I guess they haven't lost any Mountain West games yet, but they don't look very good. That Fresno defense and Tim DeRuyter, we'll see how they do against Southern Utah. They'll probably get that first win. San Diego State at 1-1. They are a very intriguing team. Very nearly went out to North Carolina last week and took out the Tar Heels, but they fell to 1-1. That's an intriguing game as they go up the West Coast to take on the Oregon State Beavers at 2-0. I would not be at all shocked if Rocky Long's crew wins that up there at Oregon State. They're an underrated team in my opinion. And then Louisiana Lafayette 1-2 traveling over to the blue turf of Boise State. Louisiana Lafayette was a nice bowl team a couple years ago. I don't think they're going to fare very well there on the Smurf turf. There's a look at some notable college football matchups, and of course, if you are traveling to any or multiple of those, please be careful and go Pokes. All right, we're still at halftime here at Douglas High School. Star Valley Braves trailing the Douglas Bearcats, who have scored on special teams, offense, and defense to lead our Braves 21-7. Got some Little League football going out here on the field. We will be back in a couple of minutes.
The Bank of Star Valley is your community bank, where your neighbors are the owners. The vision in the formation of the Bank of Star Valley was to restore the long tradition of hometown banking. With local ownership and management, customers at the Bank of Star Valley are dealing with the final decision makers, not order takers. Contact the Bank of Star Valley at 885-0000. That's 885-0000. The Bank of Star Valley, your community bank.
Beginning in 1937, Lower Valley Power and Light Company first began with just 10 members signed up for the new cooperative. By 1999, when the name changed to Lower Valley Energy, there were over 13,000 members. At Lower Valley Energy, we believe in cherishing our lasting legacy of reliable service. By putting our members first, we know that our legacy will continue for generations to come. After all, we're all in this together. Lower Valley Energy, building successful todays for endless tomorrows.
The world of finance has never been more complicated. It's nice to know there is somewhere you can go. Miles CPA, located on Afton's Main Street, invites you to visit with their professional and knowledgeable staff. Miles CPA prepares tax returns for individuals and businesses. They can take care of your bookkeeping and your payroll. Not sure how to prepare for the future? Miles CPA is now offering investment consultation and financial planning. Consult them today if you're considering starting a business. That's Miles CPA, 307-885-0055.
When you're in need of new brakes, be sure to stop by B&H Auto in Afton. During the month of September, you could get up to $40 cash back on purchase and installation of qualifying brake pads from B&H Auto. B&H Auto also offers oil changes and maintenance, including diesel engines, and offers complimentary maintenance inspections. B&H Auto has the latest diagnostic equipment and carries a full line of accessories as well. That's B&H Auto, 420 North Main Street in Afton.
And welcome back to Douglas High School here. The Star Valley Braves trailing the Douglas Bearcats. Kind of an extended halftime here at Douglas High School as the Little League team getting some action. And we're about 5 minutes away, I would guess, from the return of the varsity. Well, Douglas varsity team is out. The Braves have yet to come back out. We'll have a 3-minute warm-up. As we start the second half, the Braves will be on defense. So Douglas will have a chance to add to this 14-point lead. If I'm Coach Howell, nothing has changed. All the things you talked about all week, all the things you practiced, nothing changes. You needed to hang on to the ball. You needed to eliminate or slow down big plays. We haven't done that yet, and that's why Douglas has 21 points. Offensively, minus one giant play from Weber to Lehman, I'm actually pretty happy with how the Braves have played, especially against this run defense. I would imagine this is the lowest number of rushing yards we've ever allowed to a Douglas team. So I'm actually pretty happy with that, at least so far. So a lot of football yet to be played, but the Braves have got to hang on to the ball, and they have got to get Douglas off the field on third down. Let's take a look at some of the stats here again. During our Simplot halftime show, Hayes Weber, he completed 4 passes out of 8 attempts, all of them to 3 of 8. 3 of those all 3 completions to Justin Lehman. And then Coulter Hammond, 3 carries for 11 yards. Bay Parks, 2 carries for 16 yards. James Willix, 1 carry for 10 yards. Number 22, Blake Brooks, 1 carry for 1 yard. So Braves only allowing 31 yards rushing in that first half. It's just all the little things and all the little mistakes. That was a huge penalty. The Braves were down inside the Douglas 5 with a chance to tie it up at 14, but then had that big penalty that marched them back, and they could not. Things kind of fell apart from there in the second half of the second quarter. Braves coming back out on the field here, wearing those road whites. Hopefully they can keep their head up. That first half kind of a microcosm of the entire season to this point. Braves shooting themselves in the foot, allowing too many big plays, and putting themselves behind right from the get-go. And they've been fighting uphill for all 10 quarters we've played so far this season, and they'll need to put together a good half. But still in this one, they will definitely need to try and get Douglas off the field here right out of the gate. As the Bearcats leading by 14, they will have possession to start. We'll be back in 3 minutes here at Douglas High School.
Pioneer Anglers is the fly and rod shop for the rest of us. With its new location at 451 South Washington, Pioneer Anglers has flies and reels for your fishing fixes and gear for your other hunting needs. Come visit us or like us on Facebook. And to our Braves and Lady Braves, reel in the big one.
It's time to hit the trails, and no matter what you're riding, Raw Powered Motorsports in Thane has you covered. Practically every kind of off-road machine can be tuned up and made trail ready at Raw Powered Motorsports. ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles, and even pedal bikes. Raw Power Motorsports also provides you with all the riding gear and accessories needed to keep you riding non-stop. Stop by and check out Raw Power Motorsports, located on Highway 89 just north of Thane. The Bank of Star Valley is your community bank, where your neighbors are the owners. The vision in the formation of the Bank of Star Valley was to restore the long tradition of hometown banking. With local ownership and management, customers at the Bank of Star Valley are dealing with the final decision makers, not order takers. Contact the Bank of Star Valley at 885-0000. That's 885-0000. The Bank of Star Valley, your community bank.
We live in an outdoor haven. To get out there and enjoy what nature has to offer, see Darren and his crew at Salt River Motors. At Salt River Motors, they have ATVs and side-by-sides from Arctic Cat and Polaris. They carry Husqvarna chainsaws, lawnmowers, tillers, and power tools. Salt River Motors is a full-service business from oil changes to tires and any repairs you might need. And as the temperature starts to drop, Salt River Motors has a full line of outdoor clothing from Polaris, Arctic Cat, and Climb. Visit them at their Mid-Valley location today or view their website at saltrivermotors.com, 883-5015. Salt River Motors is here to serve you. How do you combine the latest in technology with the hometown treatment when you have questions? Silverstar Communications. Silverstar offers a wide range of wireless phones, including the latest from Apple and Android. Silverstar is also the first in the valley to offer 4G digital broadband service and have recently signed off to build 7 more towers in the region. That makes the best even better. Call Silverstar for direct TV and telephone service as well. A local company investing locally in infrastructure, jobs, and people. Call Silverstar today at 885-2411 or 883-2411. Or visit their stores in Afton or Thane.
Located near the Idaho-Wyoming border is an organization seeded with possibility and opportunity. Serving the communities of Star Valley for over 30 years, Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine offers employment and fantastic horizons for hundreds of residents in our clean valley. In addition to providing employment, the J.R. Simplot Company spends over $39 million annually in local communities for goods and services. At Simplot, it's all about the possibilities ahead. J.R. Simplot Company, bringing Earth's resources to life.
Team's getting set to begin the third quarter here as the Douglas Bearcats offense will get possession right out of the gate. They won the toss back and deferred. This is a chance to go up 3 scores here on the Braves. Braves defense will need to be ready to go, have their chin straps done up, and they'll need to be on their horse here. Braves now entering the field of play, getting set to kick it off.
Ready for some second half action. 3A football Friday night in Douglas.
Jackson now up 24-0 on Rollins. Riverton up 20-7 on Powell. If you saw my Friday Sports Stir at Star Valley Independent, I called that one. Not over yet, of course. Worland and Buffalo tied at 10. Every game looks like it's going to be tight in this 3A class. England puts toe to leather, and we are going here in the third quarter. Nice kick, fielded at the 5. Here come the Bearcats. Nice seam, got a flag back here at the 25. Typically that's on the return team, but we'll see what happens. Number 25, Lane George, he has got some speed. The return was up to the 34-yard line, but we got a flag back at the 25. Bearcats already backing up, so looks like it's going to be on them. penalty against Douglas, and that will back them up a bit. That's a big one. They're actually back to the 15-yard line, so 1st and 10 Bearcats on their own 15. Braves defense is a big series for them. They need to get them right off the field if possible. Weber up under center, 3 wide receivers. Going to turn and hand this off right side. Braves right there for a minimal gain. Braves run defense has done great tonight so far. Willix picks up a few. He actually got more yards than I thought. I actually thought it was like 2 yards, and it ends up being 4. So 4-yard gain for Willix, 2nd and 6. Up to the 19-yard line. We'll see if Coach Rhodes goes with a run-heavy half here. Kyler Battleson showing some pressure here. Here he comes. The ball's loose. Ball's loose on the ground. Who's got it? Nobody pointing. Looks like Douglas going to retain possession. That's the 2nd quarterback exchange we've seen with some issues. Weber picks it up. So now it's 3rd and 6 from the 19. No gain or loss there. Big play here for the Braves defense. Need to get some pressure on Weber. Haven't hit him in a while. Had a sack clear back in the early part of the first. In fact, it was their first possession back in the first quarter. Don't think we've had hit him since. Maybe one other. He's going to turn and roll out. Looking downfield. He does release this. It skims off the ground, incomplete. So the Braves defense holding strong. And Star Valley in position now to have a good spot on the field. Graham and Critchfield back to kick. It's actually nice to see Critch back here. He kind of tweaked his knee on Wednesday, and so they weren't even sure of his status this week. So he's had a good game already. 4 catches, 40 yards, and a touchdown. Braves with a chance here to have good position and cut into this 14-point deficit. Critchfield calls for the fair catch. Actually bounces over his head. Takes a Douglas bounce back to the 29. Good kicking game here for the Bearcats tonight. You know, hats off to Critch, though. Sometimes when you have that fair catch, you feel like you have to try and go get it. If you're at a position, I'd rather lose 10 yards of field position than have you botch the kick and have Douglas recover it down here at the 30. They're actually going to say it's at the 30. Braves with 70 yards to go. 1st and 10. Braves trailing by 14, but they have the ball here. Defense did their job. He'll turn and hand it off. Douglas all over it. Sanders not going to get anything. In fact, he's going to lose a yard. Douglas done a nice job. Biggest play of the night on the running game for the Braves is 10 yards for Sanders. And that is the 5th tackle for loss on a rushing attempt. 2nd and 11 now for the Braves on their own 29. Star Valley checking those wristbands. Heibel double checking with Coach Howell. Tad Graham and Kyler Battleson to the right. Critchfield to the left. Heibel's got it. Low snap. Going for Critch. He's got it. Skips away from his tackler, and he's still on his feet. First down for Critchfield to about the 44. We'll call it a gain of 14. Critchfield now 5 catches, 54 yards, and a touchdown. Did a nice job of spinning away from the initial tackler. He's done that all season, but it's been a little tougher tonight. Low snap again. Heibel gets it into the breadbasket of Sanders. The pile still pushing forward. Sanders ends up coming out of the pile. We got a late flag. And the Braves are clapping, but you might have an unsportsmanlike here. I don't know. Guys kind of kept fighting after the play, and flag came in late. Going to call a personal foul against the Bearcats. It's a 15-yarder. Gain of 1 by Sanders, but the penalty is a 15-yarder and a first down. That'll put the Braves into Bearcat territory to the 41-yard line. Been a pretty clean game. Couple of penalties, a couple of holding penalties for the Braves. That's the first personal foul I think we've seen. I guess we had a face mask earlier, didn't we? So the Braves, 1st and 10 on the Douglas 41. Couple low snaps here on this drive. That's a good one. Heibel looking over the middle, pump fakes, but he is just drilled. Big time sack there by Dalton Bergner.
Dalton Bergner in the sack of Heibel.
See, Reese was pumped. We got another flag.
That's got to be an unsportsmanlike.
See, Reese was pump faking down the middle, and Bergner came and ear-holed him. This one's on the Braves. Oh, my.
And we weren't even, he threw it when they were in their own huddle.
Well, maybe somebody said something on sportsmanlike conduct on the Braves, so you lose
He must have said the magic. I mean,
you lose like 10 yards on the sack, and then an unsportsmanlike. That is just too many mistakes and not enough wisdom here by this Star Valley team so far. So now the Braves are on their own 35. They've got to get to the Bearcat 31. It's second and a long, long way. Almost 35 yards. They got to get 33, 34 yards. Well, let's see what play you got. Braves' largest or longest play from scrimmage tonight was the touchdown pass, a 20-yarder. Braves shuffling some players in and out. And they will wind the clock here. 2nd and a mile. Oh. Tad Graham rocks forward, and the Braves will go back 5 more. So again, a promising drive, undone by penalties. Saw that back in the 2nd quarter. Braves now back at their own 30. They got to get to the Douglas 31. All right. Braves try and get back on track here. Heibel got a man. It's complete in the flat to Battleson. No, it's Jesse Sanders, excuse me. Up to the 30, which is where the line of scrimmage is, so no gain. No gain there for Sanders. Lined up here on the right is Cody Smith. Kyler Battleson in the left slot. Well, break out your trick play here if you got one. 3rd and a ways. Sanders in motion. Heibel's going to keep it. Not sure, just trying to get what they can. Reese will pick his way up to the 35. He picks up 5 yards. So 4th down. So the Braves, after a personal foul on Douglas, had a first down, then had a huge quarterback sack with a unsportsmanlike conduct tacked onto that, going the other direction, and now Hiram England in to kick from in between the 35 and the 36-yard line. Already seen one punt return for a touchdown from Gage Pitt. That was back in the 1st quarter. England, good snap, puts his foot into it. Not a bad kick, but that actually farther to the right than I thought, and it actually wobbles out of bounds. We'll see where the official steps it. Still walking up, east of the 40, and that's where it's going to be. So Douglas with good field position at their own 40. My goodness. So the Braves defense was able to get Douglas off the field right out of the locker room. That was back inside the 15, though. Now Douglas on their own 40 with some green behind them. We'll see if the defense can do it again. 21-7. Braves trailing the Bearcats here in the third quarter on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard. Appreciate the Bank of Star Valley and our other sponsors. Weber up under center. Going to turn and hand this off, and there's some room up the middle. Good tackle there. Looks like Austin Hoops wrapped up the ball carrier and brought him down after a gain of 4. That was Zach Hoopman who carried that one. We'll call it a gain of 4 for Hoopman. Almost 5. Second and a short 6 here for the Bearcats on their own 44. 3 wide receivers for Weber. Weber going to turn, fakes the handoff. Here's Gamble. That's Lehman around the outside. He is tripped up, and that'll be third down. Nice tackle there. Going sideline to sideline. Sean Pittman in on the tackle. I also see 23, Kyler Battleson. I think Pittman actually finished him off, but Kyler tripped him up. So a gain by Lehman there of 5. 3rd and 1. Big play here. Douglas on their own 49. Braves defense trying to keep us in the game. Turn and hand off. He's hit, and it's right at the sticks. Looks like he has enough. Needed 1. Looks like he picked up 2. Willix to the Star Valley 49. Willix 3 carries, 16 yards. Bearcats with a first down inside Star Valley territory here in the third. They lead it 21-7, 5:14 left here in the third. A lot of time still yet to go, but Braves need to get the ball back. Weber up under center. He'll turn and he'll fake the handoff, rolling out. He's been effective here. He has a man wide open, but he can't, got a face mask coming in here. And that's been that kind of night for the Braves. They have Weber wrapped up and corralled, and they end up, we're going to be called for a face mask after we get him for no gain. My goodness. See if they call it a 5 or a 15. They're going to call it a 5. See, Braves did a good job of corralling him. Had a man wide open on the far side of the field, but no way he was going to be able to square up and pass it back the other direction. Now it's 1st and 5 Bearcats on the Star Valley 44. 21-7 Douglas here in the third. Weber loses it again. Ball is loose. That's the third botched quarterback exchange we've seen tonight. Douglas has collected all 3 of them, but that continues to be kind of an issue. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that was Ty Larson in there. A sophomore, won his debut last week against Cody. So they'll lose a couple. That's going to hurt Larson's rushing average. 2nd and 7 here for the Bearcats on the Star Valley 46. Weber back in there now. He'll turn and hand this off. Braves in there. Nice job of getting into the backfield. That is number 16. That's Wyatt Erickson. Newcomer for the Braves, moved into Star Valley from Marsh Valley, Idaho. He's a junior. Nice tackle there. And that will bring up 3rd and 7. No gain. Another big third down here. The Braves unable to stop this drive earlier. Got a little more cushion this time. Need to get some pressure on Weber. He's back to pass. In the middle. Flushed out of the pocket. He's got room to run. Got the first down and more. Weber going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 22, and then the Braves, they rode him out of bounds, and we're going to be whistled for a late hit out of bounds. The silly, silly penalties continue. My goodness. So you're heading out of bounds, and we decide to ride him down to the ground anyway. That's going to put them inside about the 11-yard line, I would guess. The run was from the 46 to the 21, so gain of 25 for Weber, by far his biggest gain of the night.
For the run and the penalty, the ball is on the 11-yard line. Removing the chains, it's a Douglas Bearcat.
So the personal foul will be tacked on to the end of the run. Not first and goal yet. First and 10 from the 11 or 12. Bearcats up 21-7. Another silly penalty. And there's a run left side. Bearcats with a chance, and he's across the pylon. Touchdown, Bearcats.
Touchdown, Bearcat. Number 4, Alex Locke.
Alex Locke, his first carry of the night by my tally. 11 yards. And you know, those frustrating penalties, very next play you give up a touchdown. That's why those penalties are so terrible. Not only do they give the other team yardage, but it's like you're giving up. There's a botch snap here, so the PAT will be no good. But still, 27-7. Bearcats well in control. Here with 3:01 left in the third. We'll take a break here in a minute.
Located near the Idaho-Wyoming border is an organization seeded with possibility and opportunity. Serving the communities of Star Valley for over 30 years, Simplot's Smoky Canyon Mine offers employment and fantastic horizons for hundreds of residents in our clean valley. In addition to providing employment, the J.R. Simplot Company spends over $39 million annually in local communities for goods and services. At Simplot, it's all about the possibilities ahead. J.R. Simplot Company, bringing Earth's resources to life.
The Bank of Star Valley is your community bank, where your neighbors are the owners. The vision and the formation of the Bank of Star Valley was to restore the long tradition of hometown banking. With local ownership and management, customers at the Bank of Star Valley are dealing with the final decision makers, not order takers. Contact the Bank of Star Valley at 885-0000. That's 885-0000. The Bank of Star Valley, your community bank.
There's the kickoff, can be fielded at the 15 by Critchfield, and he will be tackled at about the 24, I think, 23-yard line. 27-7. This game very reminiscent of a game here a few years ago here. That was the final, actually, 27-7. Douglas scored on defense and special teams, and that's what they've done. They're up 20 here. Still a lot of ball left, but they have controlled this game since the first, after the first quarter was over, and they've scored 20 straight. Jackson leading Rollins 32-6. That's just starting the fourth quarter. And the Braves just need to get some momentum going heading into next week and see how this game winds up. Checking in now. Boy, it looked like 43, Andy Neal, but oh, no, that's Brandon Coons, number 48. Timeout here, and it's kind of been a microcosm tonight. Things kind of falling apart. Braves off the rails, trailing 27-7, needing to get some positive momentum. We'll be back in a minute.
Beginning in 1937, Lower Valley Power and Light Company first began with just 10 members signed up for the new cooperative. By 1999, when the name changed to Lower Valley Energy, there were over 13,000 members. At Lower Valley Energy, we believe in cherishing our lasting legacy of reliable service. By putting our members first, we know that our legacy will continue for generations to come. After all, we're all in this together. Lower Valley Energy, building successful todays for endless tomorrows.
The world of finance has never been more complicated. It's nice to know there is somewhere you can go. Miles CPA, located on Afton's Main Street, invites you to visit with their professional and knowledgeable staff. Miles CPA prepares tax returns for individuals and businesses. They can take care of your bookkeeping and your payroll. Not sure how to prepare for the future? Miles CPA is now offering investment consultation and financial planning. Consult them today if you're considering starting a business. That's Miles CPA, 307-88.
Carry on the end around by Cole Critchfield, and he's going to lose 3 yards. You know, that play is going to work against some teams, but Douglas is one of the faster teams we're going to play this year, and I just that's just got a small chance of success. They tackle very well. Makes it now, well, looks like a loss of 2. So now 2nd and 12. Braves trailing 27-7. Critchfield in motion. Heibel back to pass. Got a man over the middle. That's complete to, looks like Cody Smith. He's still on his feet. Needs to secure that ball. And he's up to the 40. A nice catch and a nice run by Cody Smith. From the 22 to the, looks like officially the 39. So a gain of 17 for Cody Smith. Braves have had some success over the middle, just not enough. 1st and 10. Heibel now in the ghost formation. 5 wide receivers set, empty backfield. Braves checking that wristband again. I got to tell you, I like the road unis better than the home ones. Low snap, Heibel, quick pass to Critch. Critchfield going to be tackled. So much of Critchfield's game is making that first guy miss, and that's been tough to do. Lehman tackles him here after a gain of 4. You know, I don't mean to gush, but they're just an extremely well-coached team. They don't miss many tackles. Tanner Gamble brings him down after a gain of 4. Back to the ghost. Now we got a flag. Got to believe we're going to lose our 4-yard gain plus 1. We'll see what happens here. No, they're going to get offsides on the Bearcats. We'll take that. Take what we can get at this point. I'll bring up 2nd and short. About 2nd and 2 now for the Braves on the Bearcat 47. Just need to keep fighting here, and they will. Empty backfield here. Ghost formation for Heibel. He's got it. Going to keep it. Picks his way through across the 50. Takes a big shot. Oh, I am a little up to the 48. Reese picks up about 4, but Reese is a courageous kid. He's got that back. He's got that back injury, that back issue that's chronic, and just took a big shot there from Bay Parks. 205 pounds of Bay Parks. I'd just soon not have Reese get hit in the back by a big all-state kid like that. If we can handle it, I'd like to see him during basketball season. 1st down, though. He picks up 4 yards. Back to pass. He's got it. And in and out of the hands. Tough effort there for Battleson. Just a little low on that pass from Reese. Douglas now kind of forcing the Braves into being that one-dimensional team that we talked about in the pregame. The Castle Rock keys of the game, we were going to try and avoid being a one-dimensional team, but down 20 here at the end of the 3rd, you're going to need to pass it. Well, as soon as I say that, he turns and hands it off to Sanders. Sanders lowers his shoulder and gets a nice gain up to about the 42-yard line. Nice gain by Jesse. Gain of 6, it looks like. Going to need a bit more of that. 3rd and a long 4 here. Mass substitutions here as Battleson, Marino come off the field. Cody Smith in, Sean Pittman in. 4 wide receivers for Heibel. He's got it. Got a man over. It's through the hands of Sean Pittman. He had it. That'll be 4th down. Tanner Gamble bringing some pressure. Braves in 4-down territory. Down by 20, 27-7. Pittman will check out. Aaron Abrams checks in. Aaron Abrams has been part of back-to-back state championships on the cross-country team. Decided he wanted to play some football his senior year. And he is split out wide to the right. Critchfield in the slot. 4th and a long 4 here. Braves got to get to the Bearcat 38. Graham in motion. Heibel got a man, and it's complete, and that is to, looks like Aaron Abrams. Yeah, Aaron Abrams got the 1st down up to the 28. So about 8 yards. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Braves with a nice drive here, keeping their heads up, trying to get some things positive and moving in the positive direction. But they still trail 27-7 here as we begin the 4th quarter. We'll be back. You're listening to Star Valley Football here on Star Valley Internet Radio and at the Star Valley Independent via live stream.
The world of finance has never been more complicated. It's nice to know there is somewhere you can go. Miles CPA, located on Afton's Main Street, invites you to visit with their professional and knowledgeable staff. Miles CPA prepares tax returns for individuals and businesses. They can take care of your bookkeeping and your payroll. Not sure how to prepare for the future? Miles CPA is now offering investment consultation and financial planning. Consult them today if you're considering starting a business. That's Miles CPA, 307-885-0055.
When you're in need of new brakes, be sure to stop by B&H Auto in Afton. During the month of September, you can get up to $40 cash back on purchase and installation of qualifying brake pads from B&H Auto. B&H Auto also offers oil changes and maintenance, including diesel engines, and offers complimentary maintenance inspections. B&H Auto has the latest diagnostic equipment and carries a full line of accessories as well. That's B&H Auto, 420 North Main Street in Afton.
And we're set to begin the fourth quarter of action here at Douglas High School. You're watching this via live stream and hosted by the Star Valley Independent. David Kazare running our tech and Dan Docksetter running our camera tonight. Thank you, gentlemen. Doing our best to bring you some action here from Douglas High School, where the Bearcats lead our Braves 27-7. Star Valley in the midst of a good-looking drive, but we'll see if they can get some points on the board. Braves on the Bearcat 27. Heibel back in the shotgun. 4 wide receiver set for him. Going to turn and hand it off. Sanders dances up inside, tries to keep his feet. He skims across about the 20. There is a flag comes in. Typically, that's going to be a hold. And it is. Almost every time you see a flag come in right there, you're going to see a hold. Boy, there wasn't a lot of guys there to make the hold, but they're down there and I'm up here. Another penalty here against the Braves. They have been devastating to our momentum tonight. This just adds to it. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3. I guess Sanders gets 1 yard, so it's now 1st and 19. Is that right? I don't know. Public math getting the best of me tonight. Man in motion, Tad Graham. Reese got the snap. He's going to turn, and ball was loose. Sanders just falls on it back at the 50. Looked like we were trying the wraparound handoff play, and Douglas was just all over it. Loss of about 14 yards. I'm not sure who winds up losing that as far as rushing is concerned. So I'll just put a big minus 14 here. Braves on their own 49. They got to get to the Bearcat. There's another lost snap. And Heibel just has to jump on it back at the 40. Loss of 9. So on back-to-back plays, the Braves have lost 25 yards after a holding penalty. This is the second time we've seen this. Braves were down inside the Bearcat 30 and then a penalty. And then a couple of miscues, and just like that, we got to get to about Casper here to get a first down. 3rd and long. Braves on their own 42. They got to get to the Bearcat 18. Battleson in motion. Heibel's got it, rolling out to his right. There's pressure, and he's going to be sacked again. Spun down there by Alex Locke. Another loss of 10. Unbelievable. So a 10-yard penalty, a 14-yard loss on a fumble, followed by a 9-yard loss on a botched exchange, followed by a 10-yard loss on a quarterback sack. So the Braves lose 34 yards in field position plus a 10-yard holding penalty, and there's another flag on the kick. Just to tell you how far they had to go, England kicks it to the Bearcat 40. That's still 22 yards short of where we had to get for the first down. What did they just call here? Did they call roughing the kicker? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm not going to get too excited yet, but A roughing the kicker would be an automatic first down. I don't know if that's what he's calling. Say the one official kind of indicating there's a penalty on each team. Or he's shrugging his shoulders and saying, I don't know, it's up to you, white hat. I know it is, Bob. Personal foul against Douglas. Illegal procedure against the Braves. Oh my, penalty's offset. So we're going to re-kick it. Now Hiram England is standing back at the 15 to try and kick this. Oh, my goodness. Things just stacking up against the Braves penalty-wise and momentum-wise. England back to kick at the 15. England, the rugby style, gets a nice one. See if it turns over. It's going to be fielded, and the ball is loose. There's a scrum. Who's got it? Braves say they have it, and they do. My goodness. What a turn of events. That's one way to eliminate. That's one way to eliminate 4th and 40. So the Braves, looks like, do we have the ball? Looks like we do. That's what they signaled. So the Braves get the ball back. That I guess that's the play you call if you got to get 4th and 40. There it is. We always wondered. You got to have the guy muff the handle, and then you got to recover it. So the Braves now back in business here on the Bearcat 37. What a weird sequence. Braves offense now back on the field, trailing 27-7 here on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard. This has been a difficult position for them to capitalize on. Heibel, that pass is intended for Critchfield, or excuse me, Abrams. Both players right there at the same time. And that'll be an incomplete pass. Heibel now with 23 pass attempts on the night. Critchfield with 1. 10 of 23 for Reese. Douglas does this to you. You take a guy that's completing 58% on the season, and you make him complete 40%. Reese has it. He's going to keep it. Knifes his way through, still on his feet, and is drugged down at about the 30-yard line. That's a gain of about 8 yards. Boy, started out with a player slow to get up. Looks like that's Jesse Sanders. Looks like he's going to stay in there. So now third and 3 here for Star Valley with the 4 wide receiver set. Sanders going to stay in there, but he was slow to get up. See if they call his number. Critch in motion. They're going to pitch it to Sanders. He knifes up inside, picks up a blocker, and he's up to the 26. I think he has just enough for the first down. He's right at the sticks. They're going to give it to him. Oh, got another penalty. Of course we do. Another hold against the Braves. We've easily got to have over 100 yards tonight. I try and keep track of it, but sometimes when you're just trying to get on the air and some things fall apart and you scramble, you forget to keep track of how many penalties you got. So that'll push the Braves back. It'll be 3rd and 13, a familiar position tonight. Sanders had the first down, but the holding penalty pushes him back. So now 3rd and 13 from the Bearcat 40. Heibel's got it. Got some protection. Pump fakes. Going for Critchfield, and I think they're going to get a defensive holding here, which will be an automatic first down here in coverage. Now he signaled pass interference. I don't think it was interference. I think it was holding. Of course, those have 2 different walk-offs. No, he's calling interference. So they're going to be a 15-yarder. Okay. 15-yard penalty and results in a first down for Star Valley on the Bearcat 25-yard line. Braves have been inside the Bearcat 30 on a number of occasions and seen it unravel. And there we go. Braves with a false start here, again from the wide receiver position. That should never, ever happen. Of course, the receiver has the option to look at the ball while it's being snapped. And we've seen that 3 times tonight. First and 15 now on the Bearcat 30. Bearcats showing pressure here from Heibel's left side. Snap there to Reese. They pick up the pressure. That one is a low pass. Gamble in on the coverage. Battleson couldn't reel it in. Would have been a tough catch. So that'll bring up 2nd and 15 now. You know, Kyler's had some nice attempts. It's just he's had some that just weren't quite in a high percentage of making a catch, and that was one of them. A low pass and broken up by Tanner Gamble. Heibel rolling out, and we have got a reverse. Here comes Critchfield. Critchfield throws a stiff arm. He'll be tackled, and we got a flag. Result of the reverse is a loss of 5. Got a penalty flag. Penalty flag's got to be about worn down to a nub tonight. This is going to be against the Braves. A pretty remarkable set of penalties on the Braves tonight in terms of where they've been in on-field position and then where they've been pushed back due to penalties. Here's another one that'll push us back to the Douglas 46. We're going to take a timeout. Hopefully the Braves can get back on track. We'll be back in a minute.
Pioneer Anglers is the fly and rod shop for the rest of us. With its new location at 451 South Washington, Pioneer Anglers has flies and reels for your fishing fixes and gear for your other hunting needs. Come visit us or like us on Facebook. And to our Braves and Lady Braves, reel in the big one.
It's time to hit the trails, and no matter what you're riding, Raw Power Motorsports in Thane has you covered. Practically every kind of off-road machine can be tuned up and made trail ready at Raw Power Motorsports. ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles, and even pedal bikes. Raw Power Motorsports also provides you with all the riding gear and accessories needed to keep you riding nonstop. Stop by and check out Raw Power Motorsports, located on Highway 89, just north of Thane.
We're here, Riverton leading 20-14 against the Powell Panthers. Carter Baxter finding Calais Smith on a touchdown pass, so now 20-14. Powell with the lead. Braves with 2nd, and this has been an all too familiar sight. Sometimes you see this once in a game. This is the 3rd time the Braves have had more than 30 yards to go, and just not a way to win a football game, especially on the road. Heibel going deep. And coming back to adjust and catch it is Cody Smith at the 17. That's a 30-yard pass completion. And just to tell you how far we had to go, that is not a first down. We still have a couple yards to go. A 30-yard completion, and now it's 3rd and 3. My goodness. Well, we'll just be happy to get it. Say Rocky Hansen came off earlier with that injury, and now he's coming back in. He wants to play some ball. 3rd and 3 here after the big completion to Cody Smith. Braves turn and pitch. Sanders picks up a block from Heibel. Sanders dancing across the 10 inside to the 5. That's let's see, 5, 10, about 19-yard gain for Jesse Sanders. That's his biggest gain of the night. First and goal, delayed handoff is sniffed out by the Bearcats. And that looked like, Austin Hoops carried that from the fullback position. We've seen that a little bit. No gain there. Douglas all over that. No gain on the carry by Hoops. Reese turns and pitches to Sanders. Tries to pick up a block. He fights for the end zone. No signal. He's got to be right at the line, so it looks like it's going to be third and less than a yard. Obviously, 4-down territory here for the Braves. Bearcats stacking it. Delayed handoff. The Bearcats mow him over. They're still moving. Ball is loose, and now we got a signal touchdown. The Braves ended up falling on the end zone, but the signal came before that. I think it's got to be Sanders with the carry. That's who I'm giving it to, but there you go. So the Braves do find the end zone and cut it 27-13. PAT upcoming for England. Braves can cut this to a 2-possession game. I guess they already have. We've just looked out of sorts here and there, and you see it here as we got linemen scrambling from left to right trying to figure out where they're going to line up. Good hold, good snap. England boots it, and it is good. Now 27-14. Braves cut into the deficit a little bit here in the fourth quarter. 6:24 left to go. We'll be back in a minute.
The Bank of Star Valley is your community bank, where your neighbors are the owners. The vision and the formation of the Bank of Star Valley was to restore the long tradition of hometown banking. With local ownership and management, customers at the Bank of Star Valley are dealing with the final decision makers, not order takers. Contact the Bank of Star Valley at 885-0000. That's 885-0000. The Bank of Star Valley, your community bank.
We live in an outdoor haven. To get out there and enjoy what nature has to offer, see Darren and his crew at Salt River Motors. At Salt River Motors, they have ATVs and side-by-sides from Arctic Cat and Polaris. They carry Husqvarna chainsaws, lawnmowers, tillers, and power tools. Salt River Motors is a full-service business from oil changes to tires and any repairs you might need. And as the temperature starts to drop, Salt River Motors has a full line of outdoor clothing from Polaris, Arctic Cat, and Climb. Visit them at their Mid-Valley location today or view their website at saltrivermotors.com, 883-5015. Salt River Motors is here to serve you.
So the Braves finally are able to capitalize on another drive, very unorthodox drive, which included a 30-yard pass completion to Cody Smith and still needed a 3-yard third down conversion. Penalties have just been brutal tonight for Star Valley, and we do find the end zone again to cut it to 27-14, under 6.5 to play. And an onside kick here. England pops it up, but it didn't go far enough. It needs to go 10 yards, and it only went 7. Cody Smith catches it out of the air, but that's going to be a legal procedure, and the Bearcats will take over. Bearcats will start this drive on the Star Valley 48. Referee waving his flag, probably trying to get all the pellets out of it from how many times it's been on the turf. First and 10, Douglas on the Star Valley 48 upcoming. 27-14, Douglas with the lead. Braves going to try and show some pride here. The final 6.5 minutes. Weber up under center. He'll turn and hand this off to Willix, and Willix will be pulled down after a short gain here by number 16, Wyatt Erickson. Gain of 2. Erickson with a couple of tackles tonight. Junior from Marsh Valley. Tough football town, and I'm actually not sad we don't play him anymore, but I'm glad to take one of their kids if we can. 2nd and 8 for the Bearcats on the Star Valley 46. They lead this one by 13. Hayes Weber. He's going to fake this and roll out. There's some pressure here by the Braves. He skins away from it. Got a man over the middle, and that will fall short. Trying to find number 6, Hunter Hammond, down the middle. That one was pretty short, but 3rd and 8. Douglas with a chance to put this one away if they haven't already. 3rd and 8 here for Douglas on the Star Valley 46. Weber gets the call here from Coach Rhodes, and we'll see what they do. Lining out on the far sideline, Tanner Gamble. Man in motion is Justin Lehman. He'll turn and hand this off instead. Locke with a stiff arm, and he'll be knocked down short of the first at about the 44. Gain of 4 for Alex Locke. Another tackle there for Wyatt Erickson. So 4th down. Well, didn't get as many yards as I thought. About 2 yards. I thought it was 4. So back to punt will be the Bearcats. James Willix. Braves with a chance to maybe get in the score, get another score on the board. Critchfield and Graham back to return. He boots this one. Boy, it's kind of died there. And the Bearcats will field it at about the 7. Nice kick there. And the Braves will take over on their own 7 or 8 yard line. It's kind of hard to tell from here. 4:51 left here in the 4th quarter. Braves down 27-14. You know, if I'm playing Mr. Positive, then the Braves have done just about everything they could to shoot themselves in the feet tonight, and they're on the road in a venue they've never won, and they've still seen some decent things, but 3 games into the season, they continue to beat themselves more often than not. Of course, not taking any credit away from the Bearcats. They have a fine team, and they've roughed us up out here again. Heibel, back to pass, pump fakes, needs to get rid of it, and he's going to be pulled down at about the 1, unless they say they're going to give him forward progress to the 1. Otherwise, they were going to be doing the safety dance here in Douglas. Loss of 7. You know, I give Reese a lot of credit. He's been courageous standing in there, but after a pump fake against a defense like this, you really don't have that much time. You got to get rid of it. So now 2nd and 17 from their own 1. I saw a 99-yard touchdown pass in Snake River a couple years ago. Let's see if we got one in our hat of tricks here. Pass complete to Critchfield out to the 12, gain of 11. Actually going to call it to, the 12. Cole has been very consistent this season. He had 8 catches in each game the first 2 games. He's got 7 right now. Chance to get 8 on his 3rd consecutive game. I'm sure he'd give him up for a W. 3rd and 5. Braves got some work to do here even after the completion. Going to turn and fake the pitch. Heibel is drilled. That's caught by Battleson. He's got the first down. Reese Heibel took a shot to the 29 from the 14, a gain of 15 for Kyler Battleson. I'll tell you what, Reese Heibel, he is a tough kid. He took a big shot. We saw that last week. The game was already over. He took about as big a hit as you'll see from Casey Savage, and he's still in, gets up and gets going. The Braves convert on 3rd down. Back to pass again. He's hit again, and this one's going to be well over the head of Critchfield. And the Braves going back and just helping Reese up off the turf. He has been he's been battered here by this Douglas defense. 2nd and 10. Braves on their own 29. They started this, they were clear back at their own 1. Clock will stop at 3:07 here in the fourth. Braves down 27-14. 3 wide receivers to Heibel's left. Empty backfield. He's looking that direction. That pass is tipped up by number 24, Brandon King. He was looking for Tad Graham. King got a paw on it, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10. Reese Heibel with, 29 attempts tonight. I would guess another one upcoming. 3rd and 10 for the Braves on their own 29. Man in motion is Cody Smith. Gonna fake it twice. Heibel's got a man. It's caught by Smith, and Smith's got the first down. You know, Cody's come in the second half and done a nice job. Gain of 12. Just to put it in perspective, Cody Smith with 3 catches in the second half for 59 yards. All in the second half. So maybe the Braves finding something that'll help them out moving forward here into conference play. Clock stops at 2:56. Man in motion is Critch. Heibel back to pass. Quick pass this time. That skims off the ground. The guy with the best chance at it was Hunter Hammond. Braves trailing 27-14 here in Douglas. They will fall to 0-7 lifetime at Douglas High School unless we see some magic here in the final 2.5 minutes or so. Again, like to thank Dave Kazare for helping us out tech-wise, solving some issues for us, and Senator Dan Dockstetter out there running camera for us. I'll bet nobody else has a Senator running their camera tonight. Jesse Sanders fighting hard for yardage here. He's going to pick up 8. Jesse's had a nice fourth quarter. Douglas really put a hurting on our running game in the second and third quarters. Jesse's found a little bit of room here in the fourth. They're going to stack the box. Braves going to try and sneak it on 3rd and 2, and we're going to be short. We needed 2 yards. I think we got about 1.5 yards. Tell you what, Reese Heibel was not expecting. I was not expecting him to have as many carries as he does tonight. Of course, some of those are sacks, but it's about the length of the football. We're on the Bearcat 49. I think we're short by about the length of the football. Half a yard or so. This is where we make believe the chains are exactly where they're supposed to be. It's okay. Number 7, James Wilkes says, no, they don't have it. I think he's right. Wow, they got 2 guys holding on to that chain. We'll see what the referees decide here. Going to be 4th and short, obviously. Braves playing for pride here with 2:14 left in the game. Need to get in the end zone here mighty quick if we want to have any semblance of a rally for an onside kick attempt. 4th and short. And a whistle right as the ball is snapped. And what's the call? Who called the timeout? Didn't see anybody whistle for one. Oh, my goodness. I don't know. They're going to replay it, but they whistled that one dead. The near official here on the Douglas sideline didn't like something, came in and stopped play. So we'll try again. 4th and short. Braves trying to keep things going. They'll turn and pitch, and a big dive over the top. He's got it. Gain of about 1 yard. He caught some air, and a late flag. My goodness. Boy, there's a lot of John going on, I think. Don't like to see that. So Jesse had the first down. We'll see if it stands. well, I guess it will stand either way, but we might be going back 15 yards or we might be going forward. I have no clue who this is on. It's like the initial signals against the Bearcats. Going to call unsportsmanlike conduct on Douglas. That will push the Braves 15 yards after the end of the run, which was good for the first down. So yeah, neither coach gonna like the film study, I don't think, on Monday. Puts the Braves up to the Douglas 32. Kind of makes things interesting. 1:55 to go. If the Braves can score quickly, they'll at least have a chance at an onside kick, which is just unbelievable to me, the amount of mistakes we've made tonight. That's a big if, though. Officials still discussing here. I don't know if we're going to have a impromptu discussion on sportsmanship here between the two teams or what. He's going to bring him in and say, all right, guys, let's have no more of this, please. If you're just joining us, Braves trailing the Bearcats here in the fourth quarter. Under 2 minutes to play. It's 27-14. Braves on the move on the Douglas 32. Heibel back in the shotgun. Reese, Sanders picks up the blitz, and he was looking for Aaron Abrams. That one was too high. He'd have needed a ladder to catch that one. That'll bring up second down. Clock will stop. Got Cody Smith down here on the near sideline, on the near hash mark. He's had a big second half. 3 catches, 59 yards, all in the second half for him. He's a tall target. Snap to Reese. Reese, there's a jailbreak. Tries to get it away, and that's going to be picked off. He was going down and tried to find somebody, and that's intercepted by, I believe, number 22. That's Blake Brooks. So that will end the threat, and Douglas will take over. Blake Brooks returns it to the Bearcat 38.
Interception by number 22, Blake Brooks. First and 10, Bearcats.
Boy, I'm going to have to go back and watch this video, and thanks to the Independent, you can. And I'm going to have to make a note of how many times the Braves advanced inside the Douglas 30 and came away with nothing due to penalties or turnovers. There's been a bunch. I would imagine you're going to see some runs here from Coach Rhodes, but I don't know. See, as soon as you assume the opposing coach is going to run it, they're going to hit you with the big pass, so Braves need to be ready. Weber going to turn and hand it off. Be up the middle by Willix. Spins off the tackle, and he's on his horse. He loses the ball, and it's going to end up out of bounds, but the Bearcats should retain possession at about the Star Valley 36. Gain of 28, I believe, by Willix, but kind of lost the handle and
Loses the ball, fumble recovery by Parks. After all that craziness, we're moving the chains. And Douglas.
so I've got a gain of 28 for Willix, but boy, he might have gone
What was he doing?
if he could have held on to the ball. Bay Parks falls on it. It's the biggest run of the night for the Bearcats, 28 yards by my count.
I think he's going to get tackled there anyway.
Weber going to turn and hand it off, this time to Locke. Locke, boy, he's thrown a stiff arm out there a couple times, and he has another one here. Wyatt Erick's doing a nice job fighting through it. Locke with a 3-yard gain. I think Kyler Battleson in there on the stop as well. 2nd and 7, maybe a short 7, about 6 maybe. It's 27-14. Bearcats will move to 2-1. The Braves will fall to 0-3. Last time the Braves were 0-3 was 2007. And Bearcats will kneel. The Braves actually recovered in the second half of that season and came within 7 points of advancing to the state championship. So still a lot of football yet to be played, but they have got some work to do here. They've got to avoid some penalties, got to avoid some turnovers. Next week it's homecoming against the Cody Broncs, who've lost 4 straight to Star Valley, and don't think they don't remember that. And another kneel down here as the Bearcats will win it 27-14. That's your final here in Douglas. We'll be back with the Star Valley Independent postgame show here in a couple of minutes.
How do you combine the latest in technology with the hometown treatment when you have questions? Silverstar Communications. Silverstar offers a wide range of wireless phones, including the latest from Apple and Android. Silverstar is also the first in the valley to offer 4G digital broadband service and have recently signed off to build 7 more towers in the region. That makes the best even better. Call Silverstar for direct TV and telephone service as well. A local company investing locally in infrastructure, jobs, and people. Call Silverstar today at 885-2411 or 883-2411. Or visit their stores in Afton or Thane.
Located near the Idaho-Wyoming border is an organization seeded with possibility and opportunity. Serving the communities of Star Valley for over 30 years, Simplot's Smoky Canyon Mine offers employment and fantastic horizons for hundreds of residents in our clean valley. In addition to providing employment, the J.R. Simplot Company spends over $39 million annually in local communities for goods and services. At Simplot, it's all about the possibilities ahead. J.R. Simplot Company, bringing Earth's resources to life.
The Bank of Star Valley is your community bank, where your neighbors are the owners. The vision in the formation of the Bank of Star Valley was to restore the long tradition of hometown banking. With local ownership and management, customers at the Bank of Star Valley are dealing with the final decision makers, not order takers. Contact the Bank of Star Valley at 885-0000. That's 885-0000. The Bank of Star Valley, your community bank.
Beginning in 1937, Lower Valley Power and Light Company first began with just 10 members signed up for the new cooperative. By 1999, when the name changed to Lower Valley Energy, there were over 13,000 members. At Lower Valley Energy, we believe in cherishing our lasting legacy of reliable service. By putting our members first, we know that our legacy will continue for generations to come. After all, we're all in this together. Lower Valley Energy, building successful todays for endless tomorrows.
The world of finance has never been more complicated. It's nice to know there is somewhere you can go. Miles CPA, located on Afton's Main Street, invites you to visit with their professional and knowledgeable staff. Miles CPA prepares tax returns for individuals and businesses. They can take care of your bookkeeping and your payroll. Not sure how to prepare for the future? Miles CPA is now offering investment consultation and financial planning. Consult them today if you're considering starting a business. That's Miles CPA, 307-885-0055.
When you're in need of new brakes, be sure to stop by B&H Auto in Afton. During the month of September, you could get up to $40 cash back on purchase and installation of qualifying brake pads from B&H Auto. B&H Auto also offers oil changes and maintenance, including diesel engines, and offers complimentary maintenance inspections. B&H Auto has the latest diagnostic equipment and carries a full line of accessories as well. That's B&H Auto, 420 North Main Street in Afton.
Pioneer Anglers is the fly and rod shop for the rest of us. With its new location at 451 South Washington, Pioneer Anglers has flies and reels for your fishing fixes and gear for your other hunting needs. Come visit us or like us on Facebook. And to our Braves and Lady Braves, reel in the big one.
It's time to hit the trails, and no matter what you're riding, Raw Powered Motorsports in Thane has you covered. Practically every kind of off-road machine can be tuned up and made trail ready at Raw Powered Motorsports. ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles, and even pedal bikes. Raw Powered Motorsports also provides you with all the riding gear and accessories needed to keep you riding non-stop. Stop by and check out Raw Powered Motorsports, located on Highway 89 just north of Thane. The Bank of Star Valley is your community bank, where your neighbors are the owners. The vision and the formation of the Bank of Star Valley was to restore the long tradition of hometown banking. With local ownership and management, customers at the Bank of Star Valley are dealing with the final decision makers, not order takers. Contact the Bank of Star Valley at 885-0000. That's 885-0000. The Bank of Star Valley, your community bank.
We live in an outdoor haven. To get out there and enjoy what nature has to offer, see Darren and his crew at Salt River Motors. At Salt River Motors, they have ATVs and side-by-sides from Arctic Cat and Polaris. They carry Husqvarna chainsaws, lawnmowers, tillers, and power tools. Salt River Motors is a full-service business from oil changes to tires and any repairs you might need. And as the temperature starts to drop, Salt River Motors has a full line of outdoor clothing from Polaris, Arctic Cat, and Climb. Visit them at their Mid-Valley location today or view their website at saltrivermotors.com, 883-5015. Salt River Motors is here to serve you. How do you combine the latest in technology with the hometown treatment when you have questions? Silverstar Communications. Silverstar offers a wide range of wireless phones, including the latest from Apple and Android. Silverstar is also the first in the Valley to offer 4G digital broadband service and have recently signed off to build 7 more towers in the region. That makes the best even better. Call Silverstar for direct TV and telephone service as well. A local company investing locally in infrastructure, jobs, and people. Call Silverstar today at 885-2411 or 883-2411. Or visit their stores in Afton or Thane.
And thank you for staying with us for the Star Valley Independent postgame show. The Star Valley Braves lose it here in Douglas. 27-14 is your final. Just talking to my tech guy, Dave Kazare, and third straight week, the Braves had more yardage than their opponents, but come up short on the scoreboard. That's where it's important. By my count, the Douglas Bearcats just 204 yards of total offense, but they scored on special teams and also on defense tonight, and those were huge plays. Hayes Weber, 3 carries for 18 yards in his return to the field after that emergency appendectomy. Just 10 days ago, he's released from the hospital, and I got to be honest with you, I was shocked to see him out here tonight, but he did enough to help his team win. Coulter Hammond, 11 yards. Justin Lehman, 5, 16 for Bay Parks. James Willix was the leading rusher for the Bearcats tonight with 46 yards. 4 yards, 16 yards for Alex Locke and a touchdown. Here's an interesting thing, Dave. Hayes Weber, it looks like, he throws a nice ball and does some nice things. He completed 3 passes tonight, all of them in the first half, all of them to Justin Lehman, 90 yards and a touchdown. The Bearcats just doing enough to win, and that's kind of been their theme so far tonight, and they're 2-1. Their one loss, a 1-point loss to Powell, who lost to Riverton tonight, and that drew big applause here in Douglas. They probably feel about Powell the way we feel about Douglas. So the Braves losing 27-14. That's a look at the Douglas stats. Now let's look at the Braves stats. Reese Heibel, I give Reese a ton of credit. He was a warrior tonight, kept getting up off the ground. Had to pass it way too many times. Finished with -6 yards, which is actually pretty impressive considering how many times he was thrown for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. Jesse Sanders finished with 71 yards, 16 yards rushing for Hiram England, 5 for Tad Graham, 5 for Cole Critchfield, 3 for Kyler Battleson, 3 for Lorenzo Marino. A total of just 79 yards, though, by the time you factor in all the quarterback sacks and the lost yardage. So 79 yards rushing for the Braves. Heibel throws for 169 yards and a touchdown. He throws 2 picks. One of them was legitimate, an interception for a touchdown for Tanner Gamble. The other one was just there at the end, trying to do too much. Leading the way, 7 catches and a touchdown for Cole Critchfield. He finished with 72 yards. To me, a nice surprise in the second half. Cody Smith comes in with 3 catches in the second half for 59 yards. 2 catches for 27 yards from Kyler Battleson, 1 catch for 11 yards for Tad Graham, 1 catch for 8 yards, Aaron Abrams, and 1 catch for 0 yards, Jesse Sanders, for a total of 79 on the ground, 169 through the air, 248 total yards, but the Braves come up short on the scoreboard, 27-14. Again, a huge thank you to David Kazare and to Dan Docksetter for helping us. Of course, this game will be archived at StarValleyIndependent.com, and so you can watch that if you'd like. The Braves will try and get back on track to win next week at homecoming against the Cody Broncs. That's a 4 o'clock kickoff. That's our afternoon kickoff. Don't forget about that. And there's going to be a game before that. I believe we've got a freshman game before that, so you can come out and watch a lot of football. There'll be some homecoming activities as well. Good luck to everybody who's out there, and hopefully we can get on the winning track next week. And we appreciate your patience and time and our sponsors here at Star Valley Independent. Dal Erickson here for David Kazare and Dan Dockstetter, and have a great night.